Hello and welcome to Yoga with Miranda. So we are going to move through just a very gentle restorative based practice today. So if you want to go ahead and take some time to get some props before you get on your mat, we're going to reach for a yoga strap. If you do not have a yoga strap, you can use a tie, a towel, maybe a dog's leash or a resistance band, just anything that's going to have a little bit of length to it and that you're going to be able to find some tautness. Next, I want you to find a yoga block. If you do not have yoga blocks, you can go ahead and opt for some firmer pillows, maybe from your couch, maybe a couple pillows or a blanket rolled unstacked, okay? Maybe books are a good option for you also if you have some that are going to be similar in size or a few that you can stack together. Okay. Next, take a moment to go grab a yoga bolster. Again, if you do not have a yoga bolster, you can use a couch cushion that's a little bit more firm or a pillow that's going to be firmer, or again, taking some blankets or maybe some pillows and using a few of those so that you have that firmness. I've also taken an extra yoga mat and wrapped that up around a pillow to kind of give me a little bit more firmness through that as well. Okay, so you can go ahead and take some time to find those, grab 2 extra blankets and then 2 pillows for yourself. We're going to go ahead and start in a comfortable seat. So if you want to take that yoga bolster or a block and just find a little bit of height here. And we're going to start in a comfortable seat. And the reason we have some height is because we want to make sure that our hips are going to be above or equal to our knees. Most of the time when we sit in a cross-legged seat, for a lot of us, our knees are higher than the hips, and this can be uncomfortable if we're sitting here for a little bit of a longer period of time. Sometimes that makes meditation hard for people because they cannot focus on anything other than their seat being uncomfortable. So go ahead and find some length. Ground down through your sit bones. Okay. Draw that low belly in. Lengthen up through your spine. Let the shoulders fall heavy. Maybe you close your eyes. And start to bring a gentle awareness to your breathing. Just notice how you're breathing right now without changing anything yet. And slowly, with every inhale, begin to lengthen your breath in. Slow, steady exhales out. Until we get to this place where we're taking a full, deep diaphragmatic breath in. Slow, even exhale out. Just allowing yourself to come into your body, connect with your breath, and just become grounded in this moment. And go ahead and move through just a couple more breaths to yourself here. And then taking a moment to set your intention for class. So in these relaxed restorative classes, I usually set an intention for giving myself permission to slow down or rest. Maybe it's just to focus on my breathing for the next hour that we are together. One more deep, full breath in. Slowly letting it go. Maybe you begin to flutter the eyes open. You can slowly start to wiggle your fingers, maybe roll out through your wrists. We'll begin by taking a full deep breath in. Hands are going to come up overhead. Exhale, press the palms to the ceiling. Inhale, full breath in. We exhale, stretching over to your right side, keeping both side bodies long. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, taking it to the left. Inhale, coming back up through center. On the exhale, go ahead and roll through the wrists as you bring the arms back down to where they started. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move that bolster to the side and slowly find our way all the way down to the mat. So we're going to come onto our backs. And we're going to go ahead and keep that strap or whatever you're using in place of that strap nice and close to you. Go ahead and come onto the back body. Take a moment here to maybe bring the knees up into chest. Maybe rock yourself side to side. If it feels safe for your low back, maybe you take those knees in circles, getting in both directions. Soften through your jaw, soften through the face. And keep those shoulders relaxed. Go ahead and bring the knees back into chest. Give them just a little squeeze. And full breath in. Exhale. I'm going to keep the right knee in at the chest. Left knee is going to, or left foot is going to come down to the mat, or option to extend it long. Okay? From here, we're going to reach for that strap. Placing the strap on the ball or arch of the right foot. We're going to extend that leg nice and long to the ceiling. Okay? Sometimes it's really natural for us here to want to pull and force that leg as close as possible to the face. We really want to think about creating length. So we're going to actively press that foot up into the strap as if you were trying to move your foot as far away from your body as you could. You're going to flex through the toes, flex through the left toes, and then start to soften through your jaw. Relax your shoulders, keeping an activation through that right quad. Full breath in. Exhale out. Again, inhale, filling up. Exhale, letting go. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And begin to slowly take both ends of the strap to the right hand and open that leg out to the right side. A few options here with that left hand. Maybe it stays on the left hip to help ground. Maybe you extend it out into a T to the left side and look over at those left fingertips. You want to try and keep those hips on the ground, noticing that openness through the right leg. Flexion through the feet. Full breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. You're going to find that strength through the inner right thigh and bring that leg back to center. From here, we're going to go ahead and release the strap from the right foot. I'm going to bring that right knee into chest. I'm going to come into a supine twist. You're going to go ahead and slowly bring that right knee all the way over to the left. If you have a yoga bolster or your pillows or blankets, you can slide that right underneath the right knee. And coming into a twist, allow those hips to come up off of the mat. From here, you can go ahead and extend the arms out into a T or maybe into cactus. And since we are taking a more restorative approach today, if you notice that that right shoulder is really coming up off of the mat, you can slide a blanket right underneath for some added support. So we really want to, in restorative, allow the body to find ease. And one way we can do that is by completely supporting it with our props as we move through these postures. It's really going to allow the body to completely relax. So as you find yourself settling in here, and I want you to take some inventory from the crown of your head down through your face, noticing where you might be holding on to tension. Moving down through your shoulders and your arms. Inhale, a big breath in. On the exhale, softening. Again, relaxing down through the back body, the side bodies, the hips. And just allowing yourself to let go. And taking your time to come back to your breathing here. Got 3 more deep breaths here on this side. Two more breaths. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale out. And very slowly start to bring that right knee back up into chest. Come on to the back body. And go ahead and bring both knees back up into chest. Maybe rocking yourself side to side once more. Go ahead and just hug those knees in, give them a nice squeeze. Inhale, breath in. Exhale, go ahead and straighten that leg, right leg down the mat. Or maybe you put bend in that knee, foot comes planted. Left knee stays hugged into the chest, and we'll go ahead and reach for that strap. Before we get too comfy here, maybe you take that prop, that bolster, and place it over onto the right. You're going to extend that leg all the way up to the ceiling with your strap, finding flexion through the feet. Full breath in. Exhale out. Again, softening your jaw, your shoulders, finding length through the left leg. From the hip, the knee, all the way up through the ankle. Full breath in. Exhale. We got 2 more breaths here. Inhale in. Exhale out. Last one, deep breath in, filling up. Exhale, letting go. Both ends of the strap will come into that left hand, slowly opening it out to that left side. Right hand can stay planted on the right hip. Maybe it extends out into a T. You can look over at those right fingertips. Steady breathing. Two more breaths here. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale. Finding the strength through that left leg, bring it all the way back up. Again, you'll remove your strap. You're going to place it just to the side, nice and gently. Hug your left knee into chest, and then when you're ready, slowly guiding it over to the right side with that right hand, maybe relaxing it down onto that prop. And sometimes you might need to lift the hips and tuck that right hip under just a little bit more. The arms extend out into that T or into cactus. Again, if that shoulder, that left shoulder comes up off of the mat, taking a moment to slide a blanket underneath. Maybe you're looking up at the ceiling, or maybe you lift the head and slowly look over to that left side. Again, taking inventory of the body, starting at the crown of the head, scanning and relaxing anywhere that you might be holding tension. Keeping your breath even and smooth with every inhale and exhale. Softening through your hands. You've got 3 more breaths here. Last deep, full breath in. Slowly letting it go. And from here, we're slowly going to go ahead and bring that left arm up and over to meet the right. Coming on to that right side. Maybe the head comes rested onto the right bicep. Left hand can stay planted down on the mat in front of the ribs. And just take a moment here to close your eyes. Maybe coming back to that intention that you set at the beginning of the class. Take a few more breaths here. One more deep breath in. Exhale it out. You'll firmly press into that left hand, slowly coming all the way up until we find our seat. From here, we're going to move into a few forward folds. So we're going to start by coming into a butterfly. So the soles of the feet are going to come together and the knees are going to open wide. So a few options here with our props. You can grab your blocks, your yoga bolster, your pillows, your blankets. You want to keep them all nice and close. This is going to look different for everybody because we all have different ranges of motion in our hips and through the back body. But here are a few ways that you can set yourself up. So maybe you want to take a block right in between the legs, maybe one on the outside of the legs. Maybe you want to take your bolster and stack it right up on top. Okay. And you scoot it a little bit further away from the belly and slowly lower yourself down. Okay. Maybe that's really far for your head to go. You can take an extra blanket, place it right up on top. Okay. And then fold forward. Always the option to rest on your favorite cheek or maybe your forehead. Maybe it's really low still for you. You can take that block that's on the outside and lift it up so we have a little bit more of a ramp. Okay. Maybe you take that block that's on the inside of the legs and bring it down. Slowly folding forward. Sometimes it feels good to interlace those fingers right on the outside of that block. Maybe the hands rest down on the mat. Maybe they wrap underneath that bolster and you give it a nice little hug. Again, resting on whichever cheek or the forehead. If you do want to rest on your forehead, sometimes it feels nice to take maybe an eye pillow or a little bit more of your blanket and create a little bit of an extra level there for yourself. If you don't have yoga blocks, always the option to use pillows. It's a nice idea to try and create that ramp. So maybe you keep a few stacked on the outside. Okay. And then maybe you want to take some extra blankets, extra pillows, and start to pull those into the body. Okay. And then again, allow yourself to fold. We're not thinking too much here about creating a straight spine. It's more as really just allowing yourself to find some comfort in this forward fold. And again, it's going to look different to everybody. Also, if you really are not, you feel it already like this, you don't need to come too far forward. Always the option to take that bolster, face it towards your forehead, and then just relax your forehead down. Lots of different options, lots of different bodies. Of course, if you don't want to use any props, that's always an option for you too. So we're going to go ahead and take that time again to find what feels right. You're going to get nice and cozy, and then we're going to allow ourselves to just settle in here. So once you've found that space that's comfortable, I'm going to relax through the crown of the head down to the back of the neck. Go ahead and bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Just notice what that feels like, and then relax them down. Soften your hands. Soften the space around your heart. Relax your belly, relax through the thighs. Maybe this is a lot for you to keep those hips open, and always slide some pillows right underneath the knees. And then start to notice how the breath is limited through the chest. And come up against those props. And start to focus that breathing through the back body. Really opening up through the backs of the lungs, that space down through the kidneys, the shoulder blades. And we'll go ahead and stay here for 10 full breaths. Taking at your own pace. And remembering to keep the breath even and smooth on the inhale and exhale. And just noticing what it feels like to have that breath come in and out of the body. Five more breaths here. breath in. Slowly exhale it out. Now go ahead and press the hands firmly down into your mat and lift the body back up. And from here, we're going to open the legs out wide. We'll come into this straddle. So a few options here. We're going to, again, fold ourselves forward. We want the hips to be tilted forward rather than tilted back. Okay, so you notice right now how I'm sitting, my hips are tilted back. Versus if I'm tilted forward, we're going to have more of ease coming into this posture. So to help with that, I'll go ahead and come to the side just really quick here. To help with that, okay, so these are my hips coming forward. These would be tilted back. If forward folding is not your friend, you can take a pillow or a blanket and you're going to sit just on the edge. Move your sit bones right to the edge of it, and it's just going to create a little bit of that lift. Okay, and then we're going to fold forward. So you can keep your prop setup the same. If you need to adjust for yourself, that's okay. Sometimes these forward folds are a little bit different. So if you're on the edge of that blanket, that pillow, and you want to think about those hips coming forward, maybe you need to create a little bit more height. Maybe you need to take some props away. Options with the legs here, we're not going to keep the feet flexed or the legs super engaged. They're going to stay relaxed. You can keep them nice and wide if that feels good for you, or maybe they come into a little bit more of a narrow stance here, okay? So when you're ready, you're slowly going to again lower yourself down onto those props. Maybe resting on your favorite cheek or your forehead. Same options with our props of how to set up. For forward folding is really not your friend, always the option to place that bolster just directly towards you. Okay, let your head be supported by it. Maybe you give it a big hug. Maybe you use some pillows. And once you've found your space, you're going to really allow yourself to be supported by your props. So take a deep breath in. On the exhale, trying to soften and relax anywhere you might be holding some tension. Letting go through the back of the neck. Relaxing the shoulders. Softening through the hands. Relaxing through the low back and the hips. And letting go through the legs. And again, we'll be here for 10 full breaths. Slow and steady. Let's move through 3 more breaths here. And one more deep breath in.
Exhale out. Here we're going to take a moment to maybe notice if we can fold a little bit deeper into our posture. Maybe that's a yes, maybe that's a no. We're going to stay there for 5 more breaths. Three more breaths. Last deep breath in. Exhale out. Slowly start to firmly press into the hands, bringing the body all the way back up. The head is the last thing to rise, lifting the torso. And then go ahead and close your eyes here, just staying in your seat and notice what you're feeling. Come back to your breathing. Checking in with where you're at now compared to the beginning of class. And then we'll slowly move our props over to the right side. You're going to come into a sideline twist posture. So we're going to go ahead and bring the knees together. I'm going to swing the feet over to the right side. Whatever pillow or blanket you're sitting on, maybe you take that and place it right between the knees. Okay. We're going to take a yoga block, place it at the top of our mat on a lower setting. So there's 3 different heights. Okay. If you have pillows, just maybe keeping just one lower one there. And then we're going to take that bolster and place it right up on top. So our right hip is going to be aligned with the bolster. And there's going to be 2 different options here for you. Okay. We're also going to grab a blanket and wrap it around ourselves or throw it on top of the body. Okay. 2 options here. You can twist all the way down onto the belly. And so you're going to go ahead and you're keeping your hips there. Your knees are pointed over to the front, feet are to the left. You're going to slowly walk all the way down. You can rest on whichever cheek feels best here. And once you've found what feels comfortable, you're going to really completely allow yourself to be supported. If it doesn't feel good to have that bolster under, or the block underneath your bolster, always the option to just move it away. Okay. So you're going to come all the way down onto the belly. Maybe the hands stay right alongside the body. Maybe they come out into cactus. Maybe there's a lot of space there that feels uncomfortable. You can place some blankets right underneath the arms, the forearms. Okay. Option 2, instead of coming onto the belly, you're going to come all the way down onto the back. Okay. This is going to be a little bit more openness through the chest and the arms. Again, the arms can come out into cactus. If it's a lot of space, if your arms feel like they are floating, it's too uncomfortable to keep them all the way down. You're going to slide just a blanket or a pillow right underneath for some added support. Or maybe the hands rest on the belly. So taking whichever option feels best here. Maybe you wrap yourself up with a blanket. If you have eye pillows, sometimes that feels nice if you're laying on the back to place them in the hands for some added weight. And then it's really natural for us here to want to hold on just to our bodies wherever we want to hold on to. For me, I notice I'm holding through my back and through my chest. Okay, take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften. I notice my left hip wanted to fall a little bit closer down to the mat. That's fine. Relax through your feet, your knees. Relax the hands. close your eyes. Allow yourself to settle in here. Noticing anything that you may be feeling through your body, take a big breath in. Exhale. Allowing whatever is coming up to be there. If it becomes too much, coming back to your breath. Soften your jaw, your neck. I'm going to move through 5 more deep breaths here on this side. One more deep, full breath in. Exhale out. If you're on your back, you'll slowly take that left hand over to meet the right, rolling onto your right side. If you are on your belly, you're going to slowly start to firmly press into your hands and come all the way up. If you're still on that right side, firmly pressing into the left hand, allowing yourself to come back up. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So rather than moving your props all the way to the left and swinging your feet around, you're just going to go ahead and lift that blanket up off of the body. You're going to bring the knees up, okay, come onto the hands, and then bring them down to the left. And so now on the other side, you can go ahead and wrap back up with that blanket if you are using one. 2 options, come all the way down onto that belly, or maybe onto the back. And you don't have to take the same option that you did on the other side. Maybe this side is calling for something different. Honoring where your body is at right now. Maybe noticing how things feel different on this side for you. And again, allowing yourself to settle in. Take a big, expansive breath in through the body. On the exhale, allow yourself to collapse into your props. Let go. Relaxing through the cheeks, softening the space around your eyes. Relaxing the hands. Softening your belly. slowly move through 5 more breaths on this side. After that last breath, in your own time, you will find your way onto one side if you're on your back, or if you are on your belly, slowly starting to press into the hands. And finding your way back into that seat. And go ahead and slowly move our props to the side. We are going to find our way to a wall. If you don't have a wall, you can also do this just laying on your mat with your legs directly up into the air. Sometimes a block underneath the sacral joint can help with this. If you don't have a wall, you can also use a couch or a chair. Maybe you create that height with a block or bolster or some pillows. Okay, it's going to be a little bit more relaxing if you can come to a wall and really allow your legs to be rested against it. But use what you've got. So if you are going to be coming to the wall, what I recommend is to slowly bring your left or your right hip nice and close. Okay, you're going to line yourself up. And then from there, you're going to start to turn yourself towards the wall, come down onto the forearms. And then you're going to extend those legs directly up. A few different options. Of course, you can always place a blanket or a bolster underneath the head. You can also place a bolster right underneath the hips. This is going to be a little bit more of a lift for you. Really coming into a nice passive inversion here. Arms, of course, can be wherever is most comfortable, whether they're extended out into a T, to cactus, maybe they rest on the belly or the chest. Maybe they're thrown up overhead. If there is one pose that you are going to do at all every day, I would recommend this being it. It's a nice restorative passive inversion that's going to help to give your heart a little bit of a break. It's very relaxing for the body. Finding that stillness through the body. Bringing your breath back to an even and relaxed pace in and out. And softening the jaw down through the chest, down through the hips and the legs. Four more deep breaths here. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, letting go. Inhale. deep breath in. Exhale out. From here, we're going to slowly begin to place the feet on the wall, bringing those knees, those legs into a 90-degree angle. Maybe in order to achieve that, we need to scoot ourselves a little bit away from the wall. Okay? From here, we're going to come into an external hip rotator stretch. So we're going to take that left ankle and cross it over the right hip. If you didn't want to scoot away from the wall, you notice that maybe your hips need to be lifted here. Okay, that's okay. Just find where your body needs to be. Always the option to press that left knee away with the left hand and keeping flexion through the left foot. Relax your shoulders, your face. Full breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. And cross that left ankle. Place the foot back on the wall. Right ankle crosses left knee. Pressing that right knee away with the right hand, if that feels good. If you don't need that extra assist, okay, stay exactly where you are. 5 breaths. And one more deep breath in. Exhale out. Let's go ahead and do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Uncross that right ankle. Then from here, you're just going to walk both feet over to the left, coming onto your left side. Okay, slowly press into that left hand and come all the way back up. And we're going to go ahead and end our class in Supta Baddha Konasana. So you can go ahead and back onto your mat. We're going to keep that blanket handy that we use to cover ourselves up. We're going to again cover ourselves up, or maybe use it as an assist for the feet. We're going to start by making our little ramp here. So you're going to take one block or some pillows, okay, at the edge of your mat. And that second block can be pressed up right up against it on the lower height. And then your bolster is going to be right up on top. If you don't have blocks or a bolster, you can use your pillows, maybe your books. Okay, and we're going to just create that little ramp. So I'm going to just angle those a little bit like so. Maybe you have an extra pillow, and then you're going to place it right underneath here. Soles of the feet are going to come together. Okay, we're going to open those knees up wide. If you have your strap or your tie, one way to add some extra support here, you're going to loop your strap or create a little knot in your towel or whatever it is that you're using. You want to be able to adjust it. So I'm going to show you first what we're going to do here, and then you can see if that's going to work for you and your body. You're going to take that loop around the low back, right around those hips. We're going to keep that strap accessible, so maybe it's on the right side. And then you're going to take it and just loop it, so it's around the back body, and you're going to loop it underneath the feet. And you want the buckle of your strap or your little knot to be on one side, so you can pull and tighten this as needed. Okay. This is going to help create some support through the legs. You don't have to do this. This is just an extra option. And then we're going to go ahead and lower ourselves all the way down onto those props. One thing that's really important here is that we want our heads to be supported. So if you notice that your head is tilted way far back, it's a little too low to the shoulders and the rest of the body, you're going to bring yourself back up. Okay, maybe you scoot a little bit further away from your props, and then you're going to lower yourself down. You want that spine to be in line, okay, the head to be in line with the rest of the spine. I'm going to take my blanket and cover myself up. So this is going to be our last posture. We really want to be relaxed and comfortable, so take the time to find what feels best for you. Okay? Another option, if you do not have a strap and you don't want to put yourself in a bind with those legs, is to take some extra blankets or pillows and stuff them right underneath. Okay, sometimes this feels much more supported and comfortable than using the strap. That's fine. Another little trick is if you've got your blanket, I'm going to create a little bit of a roll. Place that roll over the top of the feet, and then you're going to tuck those extra edges in and then come back. Okay? Lots of different options, lots of different bodies. It's the beauty of yoga. So you are going to find that setup that feels most luxurious and comfortable for you here. Again, if the legs are totally uncomfortable as they are, you can extend them long down the mat. There's no need to do everything exactly as we say. You're going to feel what feels most comfortable in your body. Okay. Once you've found that place, you're going to again allow yourself to be fully supported by your props. And sometimes this pose can be a little bit vulnerable because we are opening up through the chest, through the hips. I like to end my class with this, especially after doing forward folds like we did today. Forward folds are more of an inner reflecting posture. We're physically closing off the external world. It's natural for us to close our eyes in those poses and tune in, hook in. And take a little bit of time to do that. To self-reflect and check in with the mind, the soul, where we are at. And that better allows us to open ourselves back up to what the universe, what the world has to offer. Knowing what we need and what we don't need. And helps us be a little bit more soft, and we can check in with what's going on inside. And if you're still holding on to any tension through the face, start to soften. Unclench the jaw. Relax the hands. Let go of any tension down through your hips. And just breathe. breath relaxed and even. You are going to stay exactly as you are. I'm going to move us through just a slow, systematic relaxation. And bring a gentle mental awareness to each point and slowly move to the next. And start by bringing your awareness to the center of the mind or the third eye. Moving down to the base of the throat. To the center of the right shoulder joint. To the center of the right elbow. To the center of the right wrist. And to the tip of the right thumb. To the tip of the right index finger. To the tip of the right middle finger. To the tip of the right ring finger. And to the tip of the right middle finger. Moving back to the right wrist. To the right elbow. To the center of the right shoulder joint. And turning to the base of the throat. To the center of the left shoulder joint. Down to the left elbow. To the center of the left wrist. To the tip of the left thumb. To the tip of the left index finger. To the tip of the left middle finger. The tip of the left ring finger. And to the tip of the left little finger. Moving that awareness back to the left wrist. To the left elbow. To the left shoulder. Returning to the base of the throat. Moving down to your heart center. To the center of your right lung. Moving back to heart center. Into the center of your left lung. And lastly, coming back to your heart center. Allowing yourself to breathe into the space. Surrendering to the stillness for just a few more moments. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bringing that intention that you set at the beginning of class back to your heart center, back to your mind. Allowing yourself to move through your breath, through the rest of your day, your week. Reminding yourself that you can come back to this stillness by slowing down and tuning back into your breathing at any point that you need it. The light in me sees and honors the light in you, and with so much gratitude, thank you so much for taking the time to get on your mat and share your practice with me today. Namaste. Take your time if you are cozy to get up. As always, please let me know if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, and I will see you guys next time.